Hey guys, good morning. It is Wednesday. That's kind of the hump day voice. Remember those hump day commercials with the camels? Man, those were excellent. So today, what I want to talk about is something that really held me back for years in terms of training, in terms of nutrition, and all this fitness stuff as a whole. Really, this principle applies to anything. Really, when you're feeling overwhelmed and overstressed by the amount of information out there. I am going to hold off just about a minute though to make sure we get some more viewers on the line before we really dive in. But like I said, we're going to dive into what can really be the most frustrating thing and hold you back in the gym, with diet. This applies, to business, all kinds of areas in life when you start to feel really overwhelmed by the amount of information that's around you. So we're going to start off really with a visual, right? So imagine you walk into a restaurant, and when you get to the restaurant, everything is clean, everything is clear, it's concise, there's not shit on the table, and then you sit down and then you look at the menu, and the menu is just a short little thing, maybe about yay size, not a giant overwhelming book, like some restaurants. So it's short, it's sweet, and it's to the point. So how do you feel overall, when you're not overwhelmed? I'm sure like most of you guys, if I could do an emoji right now, I would drop a thumbs up emoji. Things are clear. It's just like having no clutter on your desk. Now, let's look at the opposite side. Let's say when you walk into a restaurant and there is shit all over the place on the walls. It feels like the walls are closing in. You walk over, there's a sticky spot underneath your chair. It's kind of gross. Maybe there's a chunk of cheese left over on the table. You can see the white marks from when somebody cleared off the table before. What's your thought then? It's kind of like, ick, this is kind of gross. There's so much clutter going around. My mind feels completely overwhelmed at all times. Now, the same thing, like walking into a crazy restaurant with an overwhelming menu and stuff all over the place, is really the same thought process that goes through when we consistently consume information. I mean, if you guys agree with me here, give me a thumbs up that you've been to the point where it's like you're looking at an article, you're looking at something brand new, you're watching a video, and it's just more information. It just clouds everything that you want to do, and soon you're left wondering, should I be focusing on this for my workout? Should I add this? Should I add this diet? Should I add this new habit? And soon we're adding so many things that we are no longer able to focus on what's really essential. So really what it comes down to is, we all have limited headspace. If you continue to read, continue to watch and listen to absolutely everything that comes across, or every, shining, flashing light, we have that limited headspace. We're going to boot out information and boot out that willpower that allows us to take action and to focus on the things that are truly important. So really when it comes to, health and fitness, the same thing applies, right? Generally, we're always looking to improve. We're looking to get a little bit better. We're looking for that next edge. We're trying to learn the new tricks, the new tips, the new experts or gurus, and all that stuff that's going around, and we're always looking for that cutting edge strategy. Now, it's really ironic because a lot of times the people that end up being the most fit only follow a couple small resources, and they stick to that stuff and they make sure it happens. They read a couple websites, a couple magazines, and follow a couple people. And generally when you take that simple-minded, clean approach, you're going to have less information going around and making you confused and paralyzing you from taking action. So really what happens is, so often, like I said, we just consume all this information and we need to boot it out. And these are different things that end up, compromising each other. They don't go together, but they pull us apart and send our head spinning in too many different directions. So let's look at a couple of rules that I've written down. So when it comes to food, think about this. Carbs will make me fat. Too much fat will make me fat. I can't have a frozen veggie because fresh is better. So if I cannot have a fresh veggie, I'm not going to have any. When it comes to exercise, if I can't train 5 days per week, I can't stick to my routine, and why even bother? You might as well throw in a towel and say screw it. I'm traveling and I can't go to a gym with barbells, so I can't lift at all. I have to go to a gym to exercise at all. If I don't use a treadmill, if I don't hop on a piece of cardio equipment, it's not a workout, right? All these things that we think, we apply these absolutes and all these different thoughts that tend to go into our minds, and they prevent us really from taking action that we need to take to accomplish our goals. So really at the end of the day, it's like there's so much stuff out there. There's so much information, and it can be completely overwhelming and prevent you from taking that action. You know, just like you're cleaning your house or clean a desk or clean off a spot at a table, at times you need to declutter your mind and take yourself out of that environment where you're consistently looking for the next best thing, the next best training regimen. Because sometimes keeping it simple and focusing on taking action is exactly what you need to do. So one activity that I learned, I picked this up from the guys over at Precision Nutrition, so a big shout out to them, but occasionally decluttering what you focus on in terms of fitness. So this could be unsubscribing from some newsletters. This could be only reading one blog, blocking all the others. This could be not watching any YouTube videos. And by taking this focus and really only focusing on maybe one resource all at one time, you're able to be clear and concise and take action, right? It's like if you have all these books and all these things consistently going in your mind, it's going to paralyze you. It's going to be so overwhelming that you cannot do anything. So honestly, this is kind of a challenge to you guys. And even if this means you unsubscribe to, to my newsletter or to my blog, but try to focus on the one clear cut, good solid piece of advice that you can get on a consistent basis. Where are you getting that? Like, what is your go-to resource? For a little bit, take some time off and eliminate all the other stuff, right? Do not focus on reading all these blogs. Do not focus on all these different videos. Do not focus on reading this next best nutrition strategy. Do what you know and do it very well, and just get rid of the rest of the stuff for a couple weeks, all right? So that's a challenge for you. Like, don't get lost in minutia. Don't get bogged down. Focus on very simple, practical advice. Eliminate all the rest, because people tend to get very overwhelmed and then they cannot take action. So, I'm not really sure what happened with my nose right now. I just got stuffed up while doing this video. But overall, guys, like I said, focus what you can do consistently. Think about the big picture basics, the simple actions you can take to maybe get a little bit stronger, do a little bit better, and do a little bit more without looking at all the next new shining objects, guys. So really, that's all I have for you guys today. If you do enjoy this video or this overall principle of decluttering your mind and not focusing so harshly on trying to obtain new information, awesome. Just do me a favor, give me a thumbs up in the comments below, give me a like, and I will keep the videos coming. But declutter your mind and focus on simple action. If you do those two things, everything else will fall into place. All right, have a happy hump day. Do they have a camel emoji? I think we need a camel emoji for hump day. But guys, that's about it. I gotta head to the gym, get some people jacked. Talk to you later.